Lizzo is speaking out for the first time in an interview about the many people who have accused her of wrongdoing in multiple lawsuits. The singer sat down with Keke Palmer for the actress's podcast and had a lot to say, which is surprising because there is still ongoing litigation. Last year, at least 4 of Lizzo's former employees, including backup dancers and a wardrobe person, made some very alarming allegations against her in multiple lawsuits. They claim that Lizzo and her dance captain, Charlene Quigley, encouraged misconduct. That Lizzo and this other woman sexually harassed the employees. On one post that she uploaded on social media, as well as through her attorneys, Lizzo denied these claims. But this is now the first time that she's speaking in depth about it all. So what does she have to say? She calls the lawsuits ridiculous and very silly. Lizzo says she was completely blindsided by the lawsuits. She tells Keke Palmer, quote, "I was literally living in my dream. And then the tour ended and 3 ex-dancers just completely blindsided me with a lawsuit. I was very deeply hurt because these were 3 ex-dancers. So they weren't on the tour. They didn't finish the tour out with us. But even regardless of that, these were people that I gave opportunities to. These were people that I liked them and appreciated them as dancers, respected them as dancers. So I was like, what? But then I heard all the other things like sexual harassment. And I was like, they're trying. Well, I don't know what they're trying to do, but these are the types of things that the media can turn into something that it's not. In fact, one lawsuit was recently dismissed. The judge claimed because the alleged incidents happened in Europe that the court in Los Angeles didn't have jurisdiction. And Lizzo says, we're continuing to fight the other claims until they're all dismissed. Not dropped, but dismissed. It's a big victory. And she asserts her innocence, saying, quote, "Let's be clear. I did nothing wrong. I do have now this learned experience that is preparing me for the boss that I'm becoming. This experience hasn't stopped me from being me." And she says, I still believe women. I still believe victims. But she asserts, I didn't do anything wrong. So I'm fighting. I've been fighting behind the scenes too. My lawyer's been doing the talking because I also don't want to perpetuate the negative talk that's surrounding real victims in the world. People should not be able to just say anything about somebody and put it in the media and ask for money. You shouldn't be able to do those things. As for that infamous moment at a mature club in Amsterdam, where the dancers alleged that they were forced to touch other dancers for fear of losing their job, Lizzo addresses that. She says that allegation upset her the most. She explains, I went on my own because I was in Amsterdam. I didn't take them anywhere. They came to the club I was at, and it was no mandatory invitation. And I didn't even know that those 2 particular dancers were coming. Mind you, only 2 of them came, even though all 3 of them said they did. It was only 2. Lizzo noted that the fun environment is consensual. She said that particular establishment in Amsterdam has been open since 1945, and if there were things non-consensually happening, they would have been sued. She adds, I don't think that people who I employ should even be privy to how I am in a bar at this point. I think that this experience has taught me healthy boundaries. But to be real with you, it was such a fun night. I think there's a time where there's a difference between having boundaries and professional boundaries. It's nuanced. It's a new conversation in this industry. And she feels very betrayed and hurt, Lizzo. Fighting back tears, she says, the wind was knocked out of me by people that I cared about. To feel betrayed on that level was like deeply earth-shattering. She also said that the media beefed it up with salacious headlines to sell clicks. Quote, I had to learn a little bit of my innocence is gone, and a little bit of my free spirit is gone for sure, because that kind of mass betrayal, it's hard for any person to take. But she's optimistic about the future. She says about going forward, quote, the boundaries that I have now are as wide as the ocean. And though she said she's still going to have a family-style feel when it comes to professional relationships, there are things that I know now that will keep me safe and them safe, like being in bars. Even when I didn't invite you to the bar, if you show up, what to do in those situations as a boss, which is important. And yes, you can expect Lizzo to channel all of this into her art. She says about her upcoming album, quote, a lot of the music is me talking things through. I remembered my purpose. I'm putting everything in my art. I don't know. It's at least those 3 dancers in the wardrobe, 4 people. I don't know. You think all 4 people would be lying? Could be. What do you think of Lizzo's latest statements on the whole situation, the lawsuits, what happened, her response? Let me know everything in the comments.